What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for NBA
Thursday, April 9th. These picks apply for the FanDuel simulated slates. And at the end of this video, I'll give you a few DraftKings picks for their simulated showdown slates.
Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for today's NBA slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made.
Okay guys, real quick for those who don't know how these simulated slates work on FanDuel, everything works the same. You build a full lineup using the players available in the slate. The only difference is the fantasy points each player scores is a fantasy score from any game that player has played so far this year. Only players with at least 15 games played are in the player pool. Pretty simple, they just take a score at random from previous games that player has played, and that's it. So knowing how that works, we've added some tools to Draft Dashboard so you can see all the possible outcomes of scores from each player, and we show the percent chance that the player has to score in each point range. So pretty handy. You can hover over the Sim Scores button and see right here exactly what scores this player can get for this contest. It will be one of these at random. And then you can see what percent chance they have to score in these point ranges. Okay, let's get into these picks. Okay guys, just remember, we have our daily League of Legends cheat sheet, and you can access that by tapping the LOL tab at the top of the site. Okay, now let's get into this point guard position. I like Malcolm Brogdon, projected at 32.9 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.2 times value. He's 6,300 FanDuel salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 13% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less. A 21% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points. A 60% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. And a 6% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. So he has a 66% chance to get you 30 fantasy points or more and get you over 5 times value. So I like Malcolm Brogdon here at 6,300 FanDuel salary. And another point guard that I like is Jamal Murray, projected at 32.9 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.1 times value. He's 6,400 FanDuel salary. And let's take a look at his sim scores. He has a 4% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 42% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, a 44% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, a 9% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points, and a 2% chance to score 60 plus fantasy points. So that's a 55% chance for him to get you 5 times value or more. So I like Jamal Murray here at 6,400 FanDuel salary. Okay, who do we have at the shooting guard position? I like Drew Holiday, projected at 40.3 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.2 times value. He's 7,800 FanDuel salary. And let's take a look at his sim scores. A 0% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, so that's great. A 22% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points. A 47% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. A 25% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. And a 5% chance to score 60 plus fantasy points. This is probably the best play on the slate for only 7,800 FanDuel salary. Get yourself some Drew Holiday.
Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching. If you want to enter the drawing for $100 PayPal, all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won, and then we'll send you $100 PayPal. So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you.
And another shooting guard that I like is Buddy Hield, projected at 31.4 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.2 times value. He's 6,100 FanDuel salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. Only a 3% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 38% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, a 48% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, and an 11% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. So you're looking at a 69% chance for him to score 30 fantasy points or more and get you over 5 times the value. So I like Buddy Hield here at 6,100 FanDuel salary. Okay, who do we have at the small forward position? I'm going to give you a value play here. I like Troy Brown, projected at 22.6 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.4 times value. He's 4,200 FanDuel salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 26% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 61% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, a 10% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, and a 3% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. So you're looking at a 74% chance for him to get you 5 times value or more, and he's got some monster upside. So I like Troy Brown here at 4,200 FanDuel salary. Okay, and another small forward that I like is Andrew Wiggins, projected at 36.4 fantasy points here tonight. That's 4.8 times the value. He's 7,600 FanDuel salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. Only a 2% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 30% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, a 50% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, a 17% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points, and a 2% chance to score 60 fantasy points or more. So I like Andrew Wiggins here at 7,600 FanDuel salary. Now just real quick here, Paul George is also at 7,600 FanDuel salary, and when you compare the two sim scores, they're pretty similar, except for Andrew Wiggins has a 1% more chance to get you 30 to 45 fantasy points, and a 3% more chance to get you 15 to 30 fantasy points, and a 3% less chance to get you 15 fantasy points or under. So between the two, it looks like Andrew Wiggins has a small edge. So at the same price, I'm going to go with Andrew Wiggins at 7,600 FanDuel salary.
Real quick guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard.
So look guys, I know there's not a lot of sports playing right now, but we are posting a daily cheat sheet for esports for the League of Legends contests, and we just added these new DFS tools for the NBA simulated slates. We're going to be updating our tools to help you pick the best players for these sim sports, and I think these tools are going to give you a big advantage. There's no human element here. This is a stats game. This is a math problem. This is where our tools can really help you identify the numbers, the percent chance these players are going to score within these point ranges, so you know what you're getting into with each pick. Okay, who do we have at the power forward position? I'm going to give you a value play here. I like Jeremiah Grant, projected at 21.3 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.2 times value. He's 4,100 FanDuel salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. Okay guys, there's nothing sexy about this play here, but just remember, if you're looking for a value play, a guy that has a good chance at hitting value, and he's not going to eat up a bunch of your salary, this is your guy. He does have a 34% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, but he has a 44% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points. That's your value zone. And then he has a 22% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. So you're looking at a 66% chance for him to get you near 5 times value or more. So I like Jeremiah Grant here at 4,100 FanDuel salary. And you're going to need those value plays because at power forward, you got Kawhi Leonard projected at 47.6 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5 times value. He's 9,600 FanDuel salary. But take a look at this guy's sim scores. He has a 0% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 0% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points. That's unheard of. A 49% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, a 37% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points, and a 14% chance to score 60 fantasy points or more. So I like Kawhi Leonard here at 9,600 FanDuel salary. Okay, let's take a look at the center position. I'm going to give you a value play here. I like Marquise Chris, projected at 23.4 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.2 times value. He's 4,500 FanDuel salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 24% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 46% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points. That's your value zone. And then he has a 29% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, and he has a 2% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. So I like Marquise Chris here at 4,500 FanDuel salary. And another center that I like is Montrezl Harrell, projected at 33.2 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5 times value. He's 6,600 FanDuel salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. Only a 3% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 42% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, a 44% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, a 10% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points, and a 2% chance to score 60 plus fantasy points. So you're looking at a 56% chance for him to score 30 fantasy points or more and get you near 5 times value or more. So I like Montrezl Harrell here at 6,600 FanDuel salary. Okay guys, let's take a quick look at the DraftKings showdown between the Toronto Raptors and the Miami Heat. Okay, so I always like to start off these picks with giving you the top value play on the slate, and that's definitely Marc Gasol, projected at 24.4 fantasy points here tonight. That's 10.1 times value. He's only 2,400 DraftKings salary. Let's just take a look at his sim scores. He has a 19% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 50% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points. You'll take that all day long. And then he has a 28% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, and a 3% chance to break the slate and score 45 to 60 fantasy points. So I like Marc Gasol here at only 2,400 DraftKings salary. Now the other plays that I like are going to be the guys you already know, like Kyle Lowry, Fred VanVleet, Pascal Siakam, Serge Ibaka, Jay Crowder, OG Anunoby, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo. That's why it's important to get the value play right. Stick Marc Gasol in your lineup, and then you'll have plenty of salary to jam in those studs. So those are my picks for the DraftKings showdown.
If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video, or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smiggity smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NBA slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again and good luck. Okay guys, if you're getting any value from this video, please hit that red subscribe button. We put out new fantasy basketball videos every single day. So if you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell notification, you won't miss out on any of our new
fantasy basketball and fantasy football videos.
Tons of free stuff coming your way. It only takes a second, and it helps us push out more fantasy content for you guys to consume each and every day. It's because of you subscribers that make this possible. So thank you for supporting this channel. This is a quick reminder, you should be reading the comments of this video. We have some savvy basketball fans who watch these videos, and they often give great plays and call me out when my picks are wrong. Wisdom of the crowd is a great way to get a feel for what players the field likes in today's NBA slate. We also have a DFS tool that shows you what players our members like for today's slate, so you can come on in and check that out.